Those of us that give me the mic again. I'm Bernie Bax again, and yeah, we're gonna load up our game, stretch it out real quick. I think everyone, though, it's a sort of a competition-based game. Everyone show their true colors up here. Mine's broken. Yeah, that's right. We are the house divided, and it's awesome because our game is all about competition and messing up your friends. And as the game loads up, you can notice one big feature about our game that you don't really see in Final Project. That's a full 3D menu. So if you go into the options menu right now, toast pops up, check it out! We got some jelly on there to change our options and volumes. We also have a tutorial checkbox, which I'll get into in a bit later. So everything looks good. We're going to load up the freezer, and Zach's going to give us a quick crash on Kitchen Krashers. Now, real quick, this is our level selection screen on a nice calendar. As you can see, the family's on vacation, and we have all of our 3 levels there. Green, yellow, and red indicating their difficulty, and also the par value below it. It's sort of a backwards par. You need to score this amount or higher to technically win our game, so there's a single-player challenge. Also on the right-hand side, we have the high score list for both single and multiplayer. So you can have, your fame and fortune shown for all your friends. In the freezer we go, showcasing some objects you'll find within our game. And as this loads up, we'll see a camera fly through, just giving you a lay of the land and sort of telling you about key points of interest for our game. Look at that tutorial. I can't narrate it for you, so we have a tutorial pop up on your first shot. We're going to skip this as well because, we have things to do today. Alright, real quick, to play our game, it's pretty simple. You use the arrow keys to aim, you hold spacebar to charge your shot, your ant walks back in the gummy worm, the bottle fills up, you release, and away you go. And after you launch, you use the arrow keys to steer yourself around the level, collecting sugar bits, colliding with objects. You can press forward and backward to adjust your speed as well. Pressing forward removes some friction so you slide longer, and holding backwards adds more. Ultimately, you want to guide yourself toward the goal to get that nice big multiplier and reveal your friends. We also have spills and hazards you maybe want to avoid. And it looks like Zach's shot's kind of winding down and he's back by our pizza box, so he's not looking too hot. Afterward, though, we do give you a turnover screen indicating, hey, you got this many points, this is how you did this shot. We're going to press enter, and we're going to see how these two do. And this is kind of a big deal. We're going to play a 2-player game on the sink, and Zach and Andrew have a grudge match. Every time we do this presentation, they get extremely competitive. So this is kind of for all the glory here. Now when this loads up, there'll be another camera fly through, but you can really get a sense of the scope of this level and how big it is and all the extra stuff. We have tunnels, we have just crazy, crazy stuff. And it's got a lot of branching paths, which is really nice. And it looks like Zach's going to go through the banana tunnel, which is my personal favorite, because it's ridiculous. It's just a tunnel full of bananas and jello cubes and little ants hanging out cheering you on. Now each path does lead you to a specific power-up. In this case, it's the whipped cream power-up, which he missed. Someone has to get that next shot, because it has the best hat that goes along with it. Our next power-up here is the cold turkey. It's got a kind of a pun. You're quitting your shot cold turkey. You can press spacebar wherever you want, and you kind of doubling to a halt, if you will. The other power-ups we have in our game are, as you can see there in the middle, is the fortune cookie. This gives you a random power-up, so you never know what you're going to get. We also have a gum power-up, which means when your cap comes to a rest, it gets encased in sticky bubble gum and it becomes immobile. So if you get, the gum on the bullseye, your shot's pretty much never going to move.
Is this a replay of the game?
Our last power-up is the cherry power-up.
Is this Andrew? Oh!
Close. So close. But the cherry power-up gives you a mulligan on your worst shot. So it looks like Andrew's having a pretty terrible shot. He's trapped behind the duck. Next round, we might go for the cherry so we can reshoot. Alright, hopefully someone gets this whipped cream, because this is kind of becoming a big deal. Now the power-ups themselves, you do get a silly hat if we ever get to collect one, but also in the top right corner of the screen, you'll see a little grayed out box, and that's where your power-up tile shows. Here it is. There it is. The cow hat. So in the top right, you can see the cow power located up there. Also, we give you secondary information for residual power-ups like a cherry shot on the top left, which is also where your score is located. The current score for the current player is right up there. It automatically updates with those green numbers indicating +1s, +5s, all that information, and it shows you your remaining shots. On the lower left is all of the other players. Right now we only have Zach and Andrew, so there's only 2 bottle caps. But you get a 4-player game, there's a lot of caps stacking up down there. Also on the lower right, you'll notice our bottle that fills up with power and then turns over and all the soda pours out. What's cool about the bottle is it changes colors based on what you're doing. If you travel over a hazard, like the water hazard coming up here, you'll see the bottle flash red or turn red, letting you know, hey, you're slowing down. Or green if you're going to speed up. Another cool thing we do is tell you what you're on and exactly what it's doing to your speed, slowing down, speeding up. Getting close. Now let's talk about some scoring real quick. Obviously the bullseye is kind of a big deal.
Oh, bounce back, hit him.
And make your way there. And on the way, you collect sugar bits. Close. You like sugar bits.
Yay, Grape! Go
5 points
Grape!
each, as well as collisions are worth a single point. We do add some extra incentive though for exploring the game. We have special shots. These are anywhere from 15 to 35 points, and they're for doing random things like getting 2 power-ups in one shot, or going a long distance without collisions. So you can actually rack up a lot of points by exploring and playing our game. As you can see, he just got greedy, 2 power-ups in one shot. Now finally, you make your way to the goal, and it multiplies that score 2, 4, 6, and 8 times, depending on the ring you get into.
He stopped
so
too short.
Really
go Andrew, go Grape!
Add even more sugar bits to the goal to provide incentive for the players. Also, another thing to notice about our game is that we have a lot of cool effects. When you go over a hazard, you get a nice big splash on your screen. We have a wake effect that comes out of it. Right here, as you can see, it cycles through. And the sugar bits are all sparkly. There's tons and tons and tons of player feedback. It's one of the biggest things to push. Also, you can see a cap has gum all over it, indicating the gum power up on that cap. And I think we might, no, just joking. We do get special shots as well for getting close to the bullseye, so you still get some kind of last minute scoring. The cool thing we have, another thing, by the way, is that our gummy worm that you ride on, or you pull back on, we have 4 different versions of that gummy worm, so whenever you load up the game, you'll get something random each time. Also, the gum that it's attached to is random. This level is so big, actually, we had to add an apparatus for your ant to launch off of. But the first level is very narrow, so you don't aim very much. But with this one, we give him a launch platform.
Knock him in, knock him in, knock him in.
You could go ahead and increase aim your shot. I get
Thank you, Cherry Bomb.
One thing to notice here, actually, is our top-down camera view. This lets you give it a lay of the land. You press up at launch to see the view. And one thing to notice about that is you can actually knock your cap from the previous shot. You can knock your opponent's cap into the bullseye, and they will get points for it. Just like if you knock them out. So you got to be really selective about how you hit your opponents around. Now, another thing we do have in our game is some little Easter eggs. Our original IPs, Josh and Gus, could not be here with us today for, unfortunate reasons, but we did immortalize them in the game. As you can see in the banana there is a crazy face, and that is our
original IP Josh
immortalized in our game. We also have a coffee maker, the Gus and Go, if you will, located in this level. You can see it from the launch here, so we always have Josh and Gus watching over us. Now, it looks like this is going to be Zach's last shot. Let's see how he does. He does not have the cherry power-up, but you can see in the lower left that Andrew does. He also has a much bigger score, so it looks like Zach's finally going to be defeated in front of all of you, which is fantastic.
All over the screen. That was cute. Go Grape!
Kitchen Krashers.
Go Grape!
Always go to Facebook or Twitter to download it. It's a lot of fun. I wish we could show you level 3, but we just don't have the time to do so. It's a lot of fun, very challenging. It's good for 4 players, 1 player, any number of players. It's just a blast to play this game. There again is our turn over screen. Afterward here, we do give you an in-game result. Thank you for reminding me. I totally slipped my mind. You'll notice the check line right there in front of the launch area. We do have a foul volume. Say, you do just that. You kind of give your shot. We need 1 cap's getting stacked up in the front of our game. So if you don't pass over the line, you get a foul.
He's got cherries on his head.
And what fouls do is negate your cap and score. So luckily, if you get a foul, you can get a cherry power-up and retake that last shot.
No, miss the duck.
And it looks like for Andrew's last shot, he's hitting the duck.
Oh, quack.
Our game's a lot of fun. It's just really ridiculous. But he kind of wasted the cherry shot. I mean, he's already winning, but not by much. Notice how far you can come back. All right, here we go. That's the game for us real quick. We're going to input their high scores, and we're going to wrap up and go to again, on behalf of all of us at Atmosphere Games, thank you all for coming out here, checking out the presentation. Thanks to Josh and Gus for getting us started. I will be building questions too. Lights. You guys should go down there. I didn't really. Okay, questions. This man in the front row with a snazzy lab coat.
I know you get the cherry shot. What if you get the fortune cookies power up on your cherry shot, and then can it land on cherry, and you can just keep cycling through kind of deal?
So the question was about our cherry shot, and if it cycles, you can keep getting it. It's a good question. Actually, when you get the cherry shot, whether it's through a fortune cookie or the actual icon, we just negate it. So if you pass through the icon later, it doesn't get added into it. Also, we check in the fortune cookie, and they can say, okay, you already got a cherry shot, don't add this into the mix. So you can't keep getting it. Good question, though. Give that man a shirt. Yeah, we get swag for all of us. We have a lot of shirts to give out, so keep asking a lot of questions. The man in the green shirt with his hand, he's stretching really high near the aisle.
why does your family have a picture of their kitchen on their calendar?
The question is about the calendar in the kitchen. This family actually works for Home and Garden Television, and their kitchen was featured in the latest issue of the calendar. How about an event going with bowling?
I just wanted to know if you guys could ever consider doing like a level builder or make your own levels in the future.
That's a great question. The question was if we thought about implementing a level builder, and actually we had a lot of features we wanted to implement. One was a level builder. We wanted to actually have the players just create their own maps. But that, time constraints, 5-month project didn't really happen. We also wanted to add your own build in hand, add different kind of colors, different hats, and even customize your own bottle cap with graphics. But again, some limitations this time frame, we couldn't really get it all in. But good question. Front row. We need more shirts for everybody. There we go. Yeah, we're getting them.
Is the main object of this game something to do with the duck?
So the question was the main objective of the game to get the duck. Actually, no. The duck is just an obstacle floating in the sink. If you hit the duck, it makes a cool quack. But the main goal of the game is just to score as many points as you can.
By the way, I love your beard.
My beard loves you. How about there in the second row of the baseball hat?
That's that.
There's silver snakes, blue barracudas, why atmosphere?
That's a very good question. The question is why are the atmosphere games, not Red Jaguars or anything? We do have the Red Jaguar engine is what we named it, but we were looking to go to IGF, which is the Independent Games Festival, and we didn't want to worry about copyright infringement for our team name. We also wanted to make our own studio. We wanted our own name and our own logo, so we didn't want to, kind of mooch off Nickelodeon. But it's been really fun working with all these people, though. Thank you for the question. Glasses in the aisle.